Jai Shri Shri Radha Kalachan ji ki jai. Thank you, wonderful boys, Govinda and Jaishnav. Amazing. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let's chant together. Narayanam namaskrityam naram shairam narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashtaprayesha bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So, welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class. Today we're going to continue reading Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 13. 1.2.13. So, I would request you all to open the text either in your phones or in your Srimad Bhagavatam book. This is also the verse that you might have heard time and again. Please repeat after me. Ataha pumbhir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagashaha svanusthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Ataha pumbhir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagasaha svanusthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Ataha pumbhir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagashaha svanusthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Please recite. Ataha pumbhir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagashaha svanusthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Ataha pumbhir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagashaha svanusthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Ataha pumbhir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagashaha svanusthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Let's read together the word-to-word translation. Ataha, so, pumbhihi, by the human being, dvija shreshtaha, O best among the twice born, varnashrama, the institution of 4 castes and 4 orders of life, vibhagashaha, by the division of swanusthitasya, of one's own prescribed duties, dharmasya, occupational, samsiddhihi, the highest perfection, hari, the personality of Godhead, toshanam, pleasing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to caste divisions and orders of life is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. Human society all over the world is divided into 4 castes and 4 orders of life. The 4 castes are the intelligent caste, the martial caste, the productive caste, and the laborer caste. These castes are classified in terms of one's work and qualification, and not by birth. Then again, there are 4 orders of life, namely the student life, the householder's life, the retired, and the devotional life. In the best interest of human society, there must be such divisions of life, otherwise no social institution can grow in a healthy state. And in each and every one of the above mentioned divisions of life, the aim must be to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This institutional function of human society is known as the system of Varnashram Dharma, which is quite natural for the civilized life. The Varnashram institution is constructed to enable one to realize the absolute truth. It is not for artificial domination of one division over another. When the aim of life, that is realization of the absolute truth, is missed by too much attachment or for indriya tripti or sense gratification, as already discussed herein before, the institution of the Varnashrama is utilized by selfish men to impose an artificial predominance over the weaker section. In the Kali Yuga, or in the age of quarrel, this artificial predominance is already current. But the saner section of the people know it well that the divisions of castes and orders of life are meant for smooth social intercourse and high thinking self-realization, and not for any other purpose. The system of Bhagavatam is that the highest aim of life, or the highest perfection of the institution of the Varnashram Dharma, is to cooperate jointly for the satisfaction of the world. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.13. I think I would like to read 4.13 from Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, it's not in and out, but it's muffling the voice. Bhagavad Gita 4.13. Translation. According to the 3 modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Purport. The Lord is the creator of everything, and everything is born of Him. Everything is sustained by Him, and everything after annihilation rests in Him. He is therefore the creator of the 4 divisions of the social order, beginning with the intelligent class of men technically called Brahmanas, due to their being situated in the mode of goodness. Next is the administrative class, technically called Kshatriyas, due to their being situated in the mode of passion. The mercantile men, called the Vaishyas, are situated in the mixed modes of passion and ignorance, and the Shudras or laborer class are situated in the ignorant mode of material nature. In spite of His creating the 4 divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of these divisions, because He is not one of the conditional souls, a section of whom form human society. Human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate men from the animal status, the above mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. The tendency of a particular man toward work is determined by the modes of material nature which he has acquired. Such symptoms of life, according to the different modes of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter of this book. A person in Krishna consciousness, however, is above even the Brahmanas. Although Brahmanas by quality are supposed to know about Brahman, the supreme absolute truth, most of them approach only the impersonal Brahman manifestation of Lord Krishna. But a man who transcends the limited knowledge of a Brahmana and reaches the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, becomes a person in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, a Vaishnava. Krishna consciousness includes knowledge of all different plenary expansions of Krishna, namely Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, etc. And as Krishna is transcendental to the system of the four divisions of human society, a person in Krishna consciousness is also transcendental to all divisions of human society, whether we consider the divisions of community, nations, or species. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyaham Shri Guru Shri Yuddha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaitva Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya. Hare Krishna. So we read this verse 1.2.13 and also from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains about Varnashram Dharma. So just going to ask open question. What do you think are the important points that came up in both the purports? Any pointers, any themes that came out?
I mean, one should do the prescribed duties according to their occupation. They should, no matter in which order you are, you should serve the Lord in that order.
Right. Yes, Prabhuji is saying the goal of Varnashram Dharma is to please, to satisfy the Lord. That's the essence of, that's actually the essence of entire Srimad Bhagavatam. That any action, any activity, any even dharma that we are performing, because there are various dharmas, but any actions, any work we are performing, it should be directed towards pleasing the Lord. Samsiddhim hari toshanam. Even if a speaker is talking about scriptures and is not doing it to please the Lord or to glorify the Lord, then it is not the highest of his dharma. So it is so beautiful that even our small day-to-day activities, even our thoughts can be checked whether we are thinking in accordance to the scriptures, whether we are acting in accordance to the scriptures, if it is actually directed towards pleasing the Lord, not to please our senses, not to please our ego. and not to please our, let's say, family members or anybody around us. Of course, it doesn't mean that we don't have to serve people, but what it means is that at the end of it, it should be directed towards glorifying the Lord, towards pleasing the Lord. And that is why even my Varnashram system was created, to remind us of our goal. Any other points? I mean, this is the essence of it, but any other points that you would like to point out? So what is Varnashram Dharma? There are 4 castes or 4 divisions. What are the 4 divisions? Teshnav? You know it. So Varnashram, yes. So it's Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. So I'm going to, it's very interesting because it kind of helps us to meditate on the qualities, when we understand the qualities of these 4 castes. So what would be the qualities of a Brahmana? Any guesses? I'm sure we all have seen Brahmanas, we have served Brahmanas. Some of you might be a Brahmana. So any quality, what are the qualities of a Brahmana? Yes, they're very patient. Exactly. They are very much interested. They're naturally inclined towards understanding scriptures, towards and imparting that knowledge, not just reading it, but distributing the knowledge of scriptures. Yes, Prabhuji. Cleanliness. Yes. They naturally, they like to be clean. They're very polite. They're honest. You will see a Brahmana will be honest. This is such a normal quality. Like since our schooling, we've heard, or our parents have told us, you have to be honest. But it's a little hard for some people to be honest. Like drop of a pen. Some people they really love to manipulate the truth, or they want to lie, and it's just in the nature. Of course, we can imbibe the nature of being honest, imbibe the nature of being polite towards. Be interested in reading scriptures, but some people, some souls naturally have that. They're naturally tolerant. They're very peaceful. So I'm sure when I'm speaking these qualities, some great souls might be coming to your mind, either from Bhagavatam or maybe your spiritual masters, Srila Prabhupada, our acharyas. They had so much tolerance. You can think of Prahlad Maharaj, who had so much tolerance, right? They're spontaneously attracted to purity, self-control and austerity. There is self-control. They do not think that if they have there's an object of enjoyment in front of them, they would immediately go and satisfy their senses. No, they might probably use it. If it can be engaged, they will engage it in the service of the Lord. And what do you think are the qualities of a Kshatriya? So they fight, right? They are strong. Their character is very forceful. Because if you think, now see how nicely there are different categories, and imagine a Brahmana, can he do the occupation or the duties of a Kshatriya? They are very tolerant. If somebody attacks, they probably will just sit and just, be in that situation and probably surrender or just remember the Lord. But a Kshatriya, his dharma, his duty is to protect. And Kshatriya has to be like blood is boiling. So it said in Bhagavad Gita 18.43. So actually, I'm not just making up these qualities. So if you want to go back and read 18.42 onwards, you will see the qualities of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So in 18.42, it is said peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. And for Kshatriyas, heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity and leadership. Some people are naturally have the quality of being leaders. are actually Kshatriyas. Like these are the qualities of a Kshatriyas. So a Kshatriya, he likes to use his strength to protect people. His body is strong. He spontaneously is liberal and generous. And when I was reading this, it kind of bolstered this point that we understand how each soul is unique. Each soul is individual. This is a point where, in Srimad, in Bhagavad Gita, it is stressed out that each soul is unique and individual. So these qualities are not by your birth. These qualities or actually you fall in which section is based on actually the qualities that you show, not by birth. It is not administrated at the time of birth that are you a Brahmana or are you Kshatriya, because we have seen scriptural examples that some people might be born in a Brahmanical family, but they are more like Vaishyas or Shudras. And it could be vice versa. Somebody, even Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada has many times said that even who probably was a dog eater or a Chandal or who is born in a low caste family can be higher than a Brahmana if their actions are are actually directed towards pleasing the Lord. So we should not be the one discriminating people, saying, oh, this guy looks like a Brahmana, this person looks like a Shudra, oh, I don't have to respect him much. No, we are not. This is for us to, in whichever varnashram system we are, in whichever division we are, we need to always remember serving the Lord. And let me also speak up the qualities of a Vaishyas. So what does a Vaishya do? What is their duty? They protect cows. So cow protection prevents the Vaishyas from succumbing to greed and exploitation. Now you see, earlier when Vaishyas used to do their duties correctly, or even now some of them, they will, even if let's say they're taking care of the cows does not produce milk throughout their lifetime. There will come a point where they'll stop giving milk. But a Vaishya does not stop taking care of the cow. But now we see that a lot of so-called protectors of cows are actually selling the cows to slaughterhouses, because this is how the degradation is happening. And the Shudras basically have to follow, because they actually have the lack of intelligence, so they follow the above three castes, the caste system. They serve Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. This is the quality of a Shudra. But it is said in Kali Yuga, we are even lower than Shudras. Of course, I'm not talking about devotees, but I'm talking about those who are not practicing or working towards self-realization. They are probably lower than Shudras. Because even Shudras have a quality that they are great followers. They religiously serve the above three castes. So I was hearing once somebody said that even a Shudra is, honest, is punctual. And I was just thinking, we're not even Shudras, because we don't even have these basic qualification. And that's why in Bhagavad Gita only, it's written in the beginning that it's mentioned that if these qualities, these are possessed, you're not in any of these sections by birth, but it is determined by your qualities. Because when people are not doing that, then they make this as a term of oppression, like they suppress the lower caste. And that's what we see. When you start suppressing, when you start ruling over the other caste, that means that you've lost the whole essence of varnashram dharma. Because you are not following it for achieving the goal of your life, but you're just following it to please your senses. So this is actually created in for the best interest of human society, that these divisions are not for discrimination, but these divisions are so that our human society, the institution of humanity, it can grow in a healthy manner. It can progress. And so later we see that first these 4 divisions are made based on caste, and the next 4 divisions are based more in terms of spiritual upliftment. So what are the next 4? It's stages of life: brahmachari, grihast. So brahmachari ashram, grihast ashram, vanaprast, and sannyas. So what happens in a brahmachari ashram? What is the purpose of dividing these 4 ashrams? So what an ashram means is taking shelter. Ashram is a place where you reside, right? So when you are in any of these ashrams, all of us are actually in these ashrams. So we are residing, we're taking shelter of the Lord, and that is how we act based on these ashrams. So brahmachari, what is the phase of being a brahmachari? It's a training phase. It's a student life where you are learning. So it's till the age of 25. Of course, the learning doesn't stop after 25, but what it means is that till that point, the person is totally engaged in learning. And in all these divisions, you will see that there are some unsaid rules, like a brahmachari. It's prescribed in the scriptures that has to practice celibacy. Now, why do you think that is? Because let's say until the age of 25, a person is very full of energy, has, can enjoy till the utmost. But that is the time that scriptures say they have to refrain from it. And that is their austerity. And even if, let's say, you come to grihast ashram after 25, you enter till 50, let's say, it is not unrestricted sense enjoyment that now you have a husband, now you have a wife, you have children, and you're totally attached in that set of people. But it is meant to, let's say, the couple works and serves together. The marriage is based on serving Krishna. And you will see a lot of marriages, even in devotees, you will see why a fallout in marriage happens, because there is not a common goal. There can be small different goals, there can be sub goals, but at the end, there has to be one common goal. Because all the actions a wife and a husband they will do will be directed towards that goal. And if they are going in opposite direction, then they cannot hold that relationship for long, or they won't be able to grow in that relationship. But there's also a part where, being in Krishna consciousness, it really helps us to get more focus and directed towards this goal. When people always say, I'm not finding the right person for me, this partner is not right for me, or I'm looking for a spouse, what should I look in them? So often we forget that instead of looking for the perfect partner, we need to work on ourselves first. And that is for anything, not just grihastashram, that's for anything. But more so applicable if you understand, because this is the closest relationship we see, that instead of we start finding faults in our partners or people around us. Why? Because we feel that this guy has to work on himself. This person has to work on themselves. And then only I can focus on Krishna. No, but can I focus on me becoming better? Can I work on myself? So that's why we often say to couples, right? Don't focus on finding the right person, become the right person. So even in bhakti, you need to become the right, to actually nicely follow grihastha ashram, you need to become the right person who creates a conducive environment for practicing Krishna consciousness for your partner and for your kids. Because, trust me, it's also said in one of the purports that if you're not following these first two ashrams nicely, then what is the hope left for Vanaprastha and Sannyas ashram? I mean, you will also see people who have spent their lives, let's say, till brahmachari life, grihast life, in totally sense gratification. Then only by mercy that they can be saved and brought to the path where in Vanaprasth they can focus on retired life and focus on uplifting their consciousness, and sannyas where they are renouncing, internally they have renounced everything. That's very hard if you have spent your entire life just in serving your senses, just in enjoying, just being attached to everything that you're doing and being attached to the goal of it. So even in Grihasthashram, the rule is that you produce Krishna conscious kids. You produce kids who you can use, who you can engage in serving Krishna and uplift their consciousness. And then you go on to Vanaprasth, where you retire and you're constantly just focusing on your devotional life. And then comes sannyas, where you're completely renounced. But Srila Prabhupada says that a devotee, a Vaishnava, is even higher than a Brahmana. So you don't have to wait till Vanaprastha or sannyas to elevate your consciousness, but it starts even in the womb of a mother. It starts during your childhood. It's like work in progress. And you're constantly working, constantly paving your consciousness to serve the Lord. It's very important how this, because there's one thing that is in your hand that you can always make sure that puts you in line to focusing on Krishna and serving Krishna, and that's your perception. That's the power that you have. Why do I say perception? Your perspective. Because I see a lot of people, we all see so many people suffering. A same situation two people might be in, similar situation. Let's say somebody who has lost somebody who has lost a loved one, let's say they have lost a job, there is no financial stability. Similarly, in that situation, same situation, two people can act very differently. One might take the shelter of the Lord. One might understand that this is Krishna has put me in this situation, and this is for me to learn. This is for me to maybe just endure and be tolerant in this phase and do my part. Just serve Krishna, remember Him, and trust Him. More than anything, trust Him that He has a plan for me. So no matter what ashram you're in, what caste you're in, your goal is always one, that you want to serve the Lord. And this perspective that I am in this situation because of mercy of Krishna. Not like some people how blame the Lord that, I'm just, my life is so unfair, like I've been put in this situation because of you, Lord. No, but more like faith. And that faith develops when you actually exercise the relationship with the Lord. Otherwise, there is, how will you suddenly, like, imagine you're in a problem and now you're coming to Krishna, and then when you think things get better, and then you go back to sense enjoyment, and then Krishna, that's not a relationship. That's not a relationship of love. That is a relationship, but it is not of love. It is of, business, transaction. And all of us right now are not in that pure relationship of love towards the Lord. We are not in that state right now. But that's why this Varnashram Dharma is created, so that time and again we can be reminded that my purpose is to love the Lord. I would recite this shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrit, Madhya Leela 13.80. It's pretty long. I probably not good with the meter, but I will try. Naham vipro nacha narapate napi vaisho na shudro naham varni nacha griha pate no vanastho yatirva kintu prodyan nikhila paramanand purmamritabdhe gopi bhartur padakam layor dasa anudasaha. Translation: I am not a Brahmana. I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya or a Shudra, nor I am a Brahmachari, a householder, or Vanaprasth or a sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and he is the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. So this is our real position. This varnashram is created not in a standpoint of like perfectional devotional life. No, this is for humans in general. But above that is the mood of a devotee or of a Vaishnav, that he is just the servant of each and every living entity. It's not that I am a devotee and I will not serve Shudras. I will not have a servitude or a service attitude towards Kshatriyas. No. Just because Srila Prabhupada said that a Vaishnava is higher than the Brahmanas doesn't mean that I will disrespect Kshatriyas, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Shudras. No. The point is that when this stage comes, like after intensely performing devotional services, it comes like, I don't know when, like it comes after a very long time. Long time, not in terms of in material sense, but the depth of how deep you are in your bhakti. And a person who is humble will never say that he's humble. We don't just say Dasa Dasa Anudas or Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam. We need to mean it. We need to mean it, that I am actually the servant of each and every living entity, because Krishna resides in them. And your love for the Lord will spread in your heart so much that it will be towards each and every person around you, each and every soul around you. So that's why I wanted to read this verse, that after understanding Varnashram Dharma, we need to know that that's not the topmost, but it is there for smooth functioning of human society. But even above that is the identity, the real identity of the soul. What is the identity of the soul? Jivira Swarupa Hoy Krishna Nityadas. That I am an eternal servant of Lord Sri Krishna. That should be our mood. Is there any other point that came up in the purport? Anybody would like to point out if I missed anything? Oh, we can use the mic, Prabhuji.
I was thinking these orders, like you said, are for the smooth function of the society, and now we can see, since we are not following those order in the society, so there is so much chaos in the world. Just by following those orders, which are by default present, doesn't matter you are from which country, which part of the world, they are there. And we can see little bit 50 years, 60 years back, society was functional more or less, whether you are following which faith doesn't matter, but they were there. But now, because these all are, there is no order actually, so we can see the whole chaos. Yeah,
that's true. There is no order, because even if, let's say, people who are let's say in Kshatriya mode or in the Vaishya occupation, you can probably connect it immediately with the degradation of Kali Yuga, where we are losing our honesty. We are cheating people. So even if in any occupation you are, if you're just cheating people, you are thinking of your advantage, you are lying. So basic what makes you a human being is your character. And because all of us, people around us, everybody who is losing their character, losing the honesty, and being less merciful, and having a hard heart, it's just, that's when the whole game starts to go down. Like that's when the whole chaos happens, because you're not doing what naturally comes to you. And why is there degradation? Why are people lying? Why? If you ever think, why does somebody lie? Why does why do people cheat? Why are people stealing? Why is there? Of course, we understand because it's Kali Yuga, and things are not getting better, and we are in the modes of material nature, and it's Ghor Kali Yuga, not even Kali Yuga, it's Ghor Kali Yuga, and it's only how many years have passed? 5,000 years. From 4,32,000. I mean, so much more degradation is going to happen. It even scares us. It makes us sad that what is going to be the situation in the coming years. But why is that happening? Because we're all hankering for love. We are hankering for satisfaction, but we are engaged in the wrong way of achieving that satisfaction. We are trying to save our pride than our souls. We are saving our pride. Just to win an argument, we might lie, we might cheat. Just betray our soul at that point. Because the soul never lies, it never cheats. That's not the nature. But why we do that is because we're just so much obsessed in winning, in showing that my position is higher than yours, and all these things which it's the mind making you do that. It's your mind. It's my mind that's making me act like that because I have lost my intelligence. I've lost my intelligence because I am not reading scriptures. I'm not hearing scriptures. And when you surrender to your mind, it's game over for us, because even when you surrender, it's like the itch. The more you scratch, the more you want to, the more pleasure you seek from scratching it. So you might think, I am listening to my mind. Can you calm down? I am listening to you. I am following what you're saying. Still we are not happy. So something is wrong in the system itself. It's not wrong in what we are doing, but it's internally wrong because we have surrendered to the mind. The moment you start gaining that mental strength, and you can't do it by yourself, you need to surrender to the Supreme Lord. He gives you the intelligence. Krishna says, I am giving you intelligence. He gives you buddhi. So if you're getting something from someone, might as well reach out to that person who can actually give you the bala. Balaram gives you bala. Balaram gives you the strength to practice your spiritual life. To practice, so many anarthas are there within us. How are we even living? It's so sometimes scary, like so many anarthas, everything is just pulling us apart. But it's only the mercy of Krishna that there is some hope. There is hope that Krishna, only because of your mercy, I am still right now in a calm state of mind. When we are chanting, sometimes you start falling sleepy, and that's because, other times your mind is just constantly working. But that's the time that Krishna actually, you're focusing on Krishna and it pacifies you. Of course, it doesn't justify sleeping while chanting or feeling, that's also because of our not feeling taste in chanting. But yes, there are demons in our mind. And those demons can only be killed by Krishna. He's Madhusudana, right? He's the killer of the demons. Yes, you had a point, Mataji.
I would just to add, before you yes, that I have come to think that the situations that you were describing, the chaos and all the bad actions that sometimes people or we engaged into, is because of fear in our minds.
Yes.
And that we tend to forget about the mercy of the Lord. And like you said, when we chant and we come back to a place, a safe place, then all dissipates, right? In moments.
Yeah. That's very true. Thank you for that point. We have, like there's blood inside us, but our subtle body is also made of, there's a lot of fear in this material body. Not in the spiritual body, but there's so much fear. And that's why this tendency to defend ourselves comes. Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. And yes, we have so much fear. Fear of losing, fear of what will happen if I don't get what I want, fear what if somebody leaves me, my loved one leaves me. Like there is so much fear. But fear is coming because we are attaching with this gross body. If there is no attachment to this gross body, I won't have any fear. If I understand the knowledge that Krishna has given me through the scriptures, there will be no fear. We'll become fear personified if we are actually really and faithfully trying to follow the Lord. Krishna will take away our fear. Why do you think Nrsimhadev appeared? It's funny sometimes, Srila Prabhupada, when he used to visit the temples that he, ISKCON temples, and sometimes, and so there was a Nrsimhadev picture, and when he came back next time, there was no Nrsimhadev picture, and he asked devotees, what happened? He said, when people came, they got scared looking at Nrsimhadev. They were like, who is this? And so we had to take the picture off the altar. Prabhupada said, no, you can't do that. Nrsimhadev has to be there. He's your protector. And he is the one that when you see Nrsimhadev, when you sing Nrsimha Arati, he's the one who will take all your fears away. And so whenever we start a new journey, we get in the car or something we do, when we feel unsafe, we start remembering Nrsimhadev. Because he's the one who came out of a pillar to protect his devotee. He's not afraid of anyone. When he appeared, Hiranyakashipu could not even see Nrsimhadev's face because it was so high up there, because Nrsimhadev's body is so huge. He could probably only see not even till thighs, but there's a description in Srimad Bhagavatam that his body was so huge and everybody was scared except Prahlad Maharaj. Even when it came time when after Nrsimhadev had killed, just by the tip of his nails, he had killed all the demons, he had killed Hiranyakashipu, and now all the demigods were there, Brahma, and then Lakshmi Devi was there, and they were like, we have to pacify Nrsimhadev because he was still very angry. Krishna gets really angry when he offends his devotee. What to speak of Hiranyakashipu, who tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj time and again. And he was really angry. Even after killing, he just could not pacify himself. He was not calm. And that's when Brahmaji, he said, Lakshmi Devi, please pacify him. He's your husband. And she dared. She couldn't go near him. She's like, I cannot go near him right now. He's so angry. And who went? Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, when Nrsimhadev appeared, only then he was so much in love. He said, you appeared to fulfill my promise, like my words. So much love a devotee has. And only he could pacify. When he went near Nrsimhadev, Nrsimhadev became very soft, became very calm. So, he's the one who will take our fears away. Any other point or any other question or any realization? Or if I may have missed something important, you can point out. Hare Krishna.
So we see all people around, like cheating business is very common in day-to-day life also. The corporation we are working, if everybody is cheating and so devotee, we know the other person is also doing so. Should we also part of that? You are a part of it actually in a way. You may not be directly doing that, but you are part of that organization. So do we get the karmas for that?
Yeah, this is a very common question. Even businessmen especially ask, because in businesses, you can't be very, you can be. In Satyug, if people did something like business, they were honest. I think when you are following such occupation, let's say you are in a corporate and you have to play with numbers, you have to play with probably play with people or cheat. If if you're true to, I don't know, I mean, I really don't know the right answer to that, to be very honest, but unless you are actually doing something very deceiving, I don't know, because I feel even by saying that, I feel like, no, it shouldn't be little deceiving also. I'm really confused there. Probably it's part of your occupation that you might have to say certain things. But that's fine. That's how the corporate world works, where only you're not cheating people. If you're just achieving your targets, you're achieving the goal, you're getting new clients, you're getting the business, and in the end, yes, we're in a material world. But if you offer the results of that to Krishna, and even then, being very conscious of your consciousness of the words that you're saying, you still, being a devotee, even if living in that corporate world, you still can practice working with honesty, I feel. Because I have seen people who will say no. That's where, the setting boundaries aspect comes in the psychological sense, that, you say, okay, you don't make false promises in the beginning, that, okay, I will do this by the end of this time and all of that. But you're very confident of your potential. You're very confident of what you can do. And that comes with your honesty. Honesty is not just speaking truth. Honesty is being your work ethics. You're being very religious to it. So I feel that that can reflect in our work. Our nature can be reflected in anything we do, in our words, in our occupation, in our words. So I feel that, yes, sometimes we are put in that situation. Just because of that 1% of situation, we should not 99 other % times take for granted that, yes, okay, I'm in a corporate world, so I can lie, or, I am aise hi hota hai, like this is how it is, this is how the world works. No. Your perception over there can really affect. I feel that's how you can handle the situation. But if anybody wants to give a more Shastrik answer to that, please feel free to.
I mean, like you said, like it's not one person actually; it's other way around. That's how I feel. Even from the government, top to bottom. So I don't know where is the boundary. I mean, everywhere you go, it's not just. I took the example of corporate because we work in that world, but the government policies. I mean, you talk about anything actually. I just feel like it's only little bit of integrity, honesty, whatever like we talk about. It's you can probably see in the devotee community, not just ISKCON devotee, whoever following the path, but outside that, that's just my personal perception. I just don't see that.
No, that's true. The world is full of cheats and full of lies, and the systems, even like Prabhupada says, right, our politicians are becoming corrupted, and they are supposed to be the one who should seek knowledge from Brahmanas and then make decisions and policies. But if we say that to somebody, they might just laugh off. But that doesn't mean that we have to, like, I know we are living in a world which is full of cheats and lies, but it's still kind of where my part plays in that I need to be, I need to work with honesty. I need to, whatever happens, I might lose in the worldly sense something, but internally, am I being honest to the path? Am I being honest to the soul? Am I being honest to Krishna? So even Pandavas were put in that situation that everybody could see Kauravas are playing a game against them. Dhritarashtra, Shakuni, Duryodhan, they were playing a game, right? They trapped them literally in a chess match, gambling match, and they did whatnot. So to speak in spiritual sense is outrightly wrong. But still they were enduring it. They went through it. They didn't say that, oh, Krishna is our best friend, Krishna is our cousin, how can we go through this? They also went through it. And they did the right thing. Fine, yeah, we will go for 12 years of exile and 1 year plus of incognito exile, to hide their identity. For a Kshatriya, it is a big dishonor to hide your identity. Especially when Arjun was living 1 year life of a eunuch. So, yeah, we might lose in the worldly sense, time and again, maybe every day. But I want to be honest. I understand that it is between me and Krishna. It's not between me and the world, it's between me and Krishna. And if I can hold on to that, that's where your tolerance comes also, right? To tolerate honor, dishonor, to tolerate failures, to tolerate everything only for Krishna. And of course, Krishna didn't put us in this situation, but we, of our previous karmas, we have put ourselves in this situation and we are just facing the reaction now. But yes, we can see it as mercy. That, okay, if I get rid of it, if I face the reactions right now, then, probably I will get closer to Krishna. So this is a wonderful question because, yeah, it's kind of, it brings us to points that we all need to understand. Yeah. Thank you for that, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So it just somehow I got this thought that Kali Yuga is such a nasty place. So whenever we see such situations, we should be reminded that it's an impetus to make our Krishna consciousness. We should take more shelter of Krishna. Although I don't remember it, but I think and it can be helpful.
Yeah. And there's one example I would like to give. So how people used to avoid exploitation in Varnashram system was when higher class people would not discriminate, would do jobs that even lower class were doing. So like Pratapi Rudra, right? He cleaned the streets to welcome Lord Jagannath. So that's how as leaders we can, as devotees also, because sometimes this, like Prabhuji said, Kali Yuga is a nasty place. Even if you're highest at your spiritual life, even towards the highest perfectional spiritual platform, still you might fall down because that ego might come in. Oh, I'm not supposed to. How can I go and wash dishes? I'm a second initiated. How can I go and do bartan? How can I wash dishes? How can I do this service? It is meant for new people. It is meant for people who just entered bhakti. This can also come into in our minds. But a devotee who, it's not by second initiation title, first initiation title that I should get I should decide how advanced I am in my spiritual life. That should not be the case. The more you are behind the stage, the more you are humble, the more you do service, and how you can create, I heard this one amazing answer, how to create this humility, how to imbibe this humility is when you're actually doing services like washing dishes. If, you come to a stage where like so puffed up and you don't realize it. You might realize it when you start arguing with devotees. You start saying, oh, this is bad. Now, you start hating not hating, but you start feeling, avoiding a lot of devotees. You need to probably understand that I'm becoming too puffed up now. I don't need to judge every devotee that I meet. I need to do services that can make me more humble. So that's how you can also increase your humility. So yeah, we do these divisions even coming after in devotee life. So we need to be really mindful of that. Yes. Okay, if there's no other point or add-on, we can pause here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anant koti Vaishnav Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.